as far as like the audio delay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I wonder if I should do some headphones. Hmm. Well, we're live on my channel, so we're just gonna see how it goes.
We're going to go live now on mine. Do I have my plectrum, my pick, my... Yes, I do. I do. All right.
Hot dog.
All right, I think we're good. Well, we're as good as we could be. Hot dogger. Yeah, there's a couple of reasons for this one today. But before we talk about that, we got to do a little thing here.
Yeah.
I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Sean. And this is Onlyfrets.
And live from your mother's house.
You're live in 3, 2, 1.
Still got to get that intro changed, but it's all right. Life's busy. Anyway, so
Oh, are we freezing already?
lagging.
Oh my gosh.
Naturally.
The internet is so terrible lately, dude.
I know it. I know it. Well, we can. We're going to try what we can. Let me see. I'm just trying to make sure before we jump right into it. I think you're gone on my thing.
I'm having drop frames. I don't know.
Yeah, everything on mine is fine. I got 0, so this... Back now. Okay. Anyway, you know what? Let's not fret on it. No pun intended. So, Sean, we'll start with you, buddy. What you got there?
Oh, just little Harley Benton DC 600 VI. I thought I'd... R.I.P. to Ozzy. Terribly played riff.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that. So, in case you've been living under a rock for the past, I don't know how many hours at this point, we lost the late, great, one and only Ozzy Osbourne recently, and that was very, very sad. Like, celebrity deaths usually don't hit me, and it's not like I was some big Ozzy fan, but that was like, man, that one hurt a little bit.
Yeah, it stung a little.
And it's like, yeah, it did. And it's, to me, I thought about it immediately as like, it's one of those like Michael Jackson type death. Like, you're going to remember that for the rest of your, like, where you were when you heard the news kind of thing. You know, because it's just such a big loss, man, just all around.
He was very impactful, musically speaking, for sure.
Yes. Yes.
And culturally,
Which brings me to
his show, you know, the Osbournes was like very prominent when I was coming of age. So we all got to, you know, peek inside of Ozzy as a dad, which was very funny often. But yeah, definitely impactful.
Yeah, because that whole family is like, they're all like pop culture icons, you know. Obviously, Ozzy being the front of that, but I mean, like, everybody in that family had their own thing going for them at some point in time, or currently do, and it's just like, man, you know. So yeah, R.I.P. Ozzy. Figured we'd go ahead and get that out of the way. Hulk Hogan died today too, kind of going way off track, but did you know that?
Yeah, I just heard R.I.P. to the Hulkster as well.
I know, man. Yeah, but I wanted it real quick too, just for a few reasons. Going back into the Ozzy thing, I found out about Ozzy Osbourne and probably the most poetically could, and that was I've been learning a lot of new stuff lately, like stuff that I'm maybe trying to just learn new music. And I've been sitting here and I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna learn "Bark at the Moon." That's like one of my favorite Ozzy songs. So I was like, okay, I've been playing it or whatever. Respect is due,
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
This bad boy right here is kind of a McCartney household staple. We listen to it in the car or on the record player or like whatever. I mean, we all love like that album specifically. I mean, obviously he had a long and storied career. There are many riffs, there are many guitarists, there are many songs that are fantastic. Did you see the Youngblood performance of Changes, by the way?
Yes.
Dude,
Yes.
holy.
He's a whole separate he's a whole separate thing himself, because Youngblood is like the rock revival, I'm telling you right now.
He's really good. But when I saw, and you know what's crazy about it is he wore all black, and I know it's because it's an Aussie show, but it was like when you watch it with the frame of like when Ozzy passed away, it was kind of like, dude, that's a reverent performance that will be remembered forever, probably, given that Ozzy passed away so shortly after.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. Right. Got a couple people in the chat. Well, no, it's one person who's commented a lot. Thank you very much. It's Redskin Garage from North Carolina. I think that's what he means when he says North Carolina in the house. So hello. He said, me and my friend were chilling and playing yesterday when we found out about Ozzy, and it seems like a lot of guitar players just kind of jamming along, finding out about it. And then he said, dang, later Hogan, in reference to, the Hulkster passing. The immortal one, whatever he called him.
Peace, brother. Fuck. That's
Yeah, I know it. Second thing I wanted to talk about with this guitar. I know that I keep like bringing it back to this. Did you see? I don't know how often you check Sweetwater, but did you see that they released like
the ketchup
to this, or like the companion to this guitar?
Yeah.
Ketchup one.
I saw they put out the ketchup. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So stick around. Hey, maybe
That would be cool if you had them both.
check it out. But yeah, I was looking into that one. I don't think that one's a limited thing. It's obviously a Sweetwater exclusive thing, but I don't think it's like because like this one was limited to 75. I don't think that the ketchup one is limited to a specific amount. But still, I actually had to replace the pot on this one recently. It has a push pull on it, but it doesn't currently work because I've never wired a push pull pot. So I did something to get it to work normal, and then it works as a volume, and that's all I needed to do. So
Yeah.
sorry, I don't mean to keep talking about myself.
No, it's all right. I do want to say what's up to the folks in my chat. I've got Searching for Tone. What's up, Brian? 2 Yards. What up, brother? Sparky's here. So I got a few of the bros hanging. So that's always nice.
Nice. Welcome.
Yeah, dude. The ketchup one looks rad. I'm not sure which one I like better. What's up, Steve? I'm not sure which one I like better. I feel like the yellow might be cooler, but the red certainly looks good.
Yeah. Hey, Steve. Steve's over here in my channel too. What's up, man? Steve Gunner. Yeah, that's kind of what I was. So here's my thing. Like the whole thing with this was, I love the Beretta because this is an 84. At the end of the day, this is just like a Kramer 84, which I think really the only difference between the Beretta and the 84 is the fact that the humbucker isn't slanted. in the 84.
Yeah.
But the Beretta is one of those. It's like, oh my god! And I've wanted one of those yellow Berettas. It was part of the reason I got this because I was like, you know, the opportunity presented itself, and I'm like, it's not a Beretta, but it's close enough. With the red one, I don't know. I was sitting there. It's one of those things where I don't really care to own multiple of this guitar, right? So, with the exception of like the JJNs that I owned a while back, but even then, I was like, they're all the same practically. Why do I own all these? But I don't know. These are just so alluring to me, and it's so weird that I'm like the hot dog guy right now.
Dude, you got to complete the set.
I don't know where I was going with that. But you got to, exactly.
You got to. You got to.
You got to. I almost bought the. They have a hot dog guitar strap too. I'm thinking about getting that too, but you know, yeah. They have like a whole food series that was it Levi or Levy, Levy, that brand of straps.
Mm-hmm.
It's like pizza and sushi and tacos and the hot dog. It's kind of it's cool. It's kind of
I
like
think
right up my alley with strange stuff. But
maybe we'll start calling you Oscar Mayer.
Oscar Mayer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should. I'm all about the weenie. I didn't say that on record. Anyway.
It's on the internet forever.
Redskin Garage over here. I know. He said, I'm uploading right now. I got a sweet upgrade tip/trick for guitar pickups using some tiny magnets. Be on the lookout later.
Nice.
Huh. That sounds interesting. Yeah, I'll have to look at that. That sounds interesting.
I got
No
a little.
spoilers. Save it for the video.
Finished painting the neck.
Nice.
And the body.
Ooh.
Now, this did not turn out perfect. If you look at certain angles, you know what I did? So Brian at Searching for Tone is doing a fabric back as well, but he put the fabric all the way to the edge and over, and then we'll cut it off, and that will allow a nice level surface to paint on. I did not do that, and so you can kind of see some like ripples in it, but that's why I did it on the back, and the front looks pretty good. So
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna do some assembly on that hopefully this weekend and just start getting it put together. I need to buy other parts other than what they sent, but I think I want to assemble it and play it and do like a before and after. So I'll put it together kind of as is, and then I'll mod it later when I can have the funds available to purchase the modded parts.
Right.
But yeah, I'm excited to play that thing. It's cool.
Yeah.
Finally have a Firebird in sight.
Yeah, no, I've been kind of every time we talk about it, I've been looking forward to like your progress on it. So I'm excited to see the final result. The back, you said it's not perfect, but I mean that's to me kind of the point of it. It's like it doesn't need to be perfect, you know?
Yeah.
Front or back, really, you know.
You can see the ripples, but it's just a it's a Firebird to beat around on, dude. It's not really for anything other than for me, so I don't really care too much. But I do have the painting video I want to put together and put that out, and then I'll do some assembly, and we'll do that in a separate video. I was thinking I'd just do a supercut, but it's taking me long, and I want to get something out about it here so people can watch the progress or whatever. But yeah, man.
Yeah, no, like I said, those types of things are fun, so, you know.
Yeah, man, for sure. How's the summer going for you?
Oh, man, it started out so good, and then as time's gone on, it's just kind of life's starting to get back. I'm sorry I'm bumping the mic and stuff, but life's kind of just starting to get back on. So it's like, you know, my wife drives a school bus, so she works kind of on the kids' schedule. So when the kids go back to school, she has to kind of start getting back into it, and it's just been busy doing that. With my daughter being in band and us being on the committee and all that kind of stuff, you know, we're thoroughly busy. But summer's been good. Oh, speaking of my daughter, she just got her learner's permit today to start driving. So I've been waiting 15 years to make this joke. Y'all stay off the roads.
Yeah, y'all. Yeah, Lord have mercy. Oh, that's good.
Oh God, being a dad's fun.
Have you gone out driving with her before?
Redskin Garage says thanks for the shout outs. Sorry,
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you we're on that delay. Redskin Garage, thanks for the shout out. I sincerely hope this discovery, well, parentheses, but helps you find new tones to explore. Definitely something I've never seen anyone else try.
Nice.
Looking forward to it, man. To answer your question, have I gone out driving with her? Kind of back roads. You know, kind of got mild whiplash because she came up onto a stop sign and, you know, like, we're like, brake, brake, brake. And then you got to, you know, it wasn't terrible. But, I mean, yeah, she's driven like once or twice just on a back road kind of up the street, you know, so.
Right
But,
on.
I gotta say, she passed her exam on the first go, the written part on the first go. It took me 2 or 3 times, I think, when I started to learn how to drive. So
Yeah.
good on her.
Well, 15-year-old boys don't have much common sense. And what I've noticed when you go through the driver's test, like the written part, is all of it, all the laws are like really common sense based when you look at the like laws of the road. Like, what do you do when you have a 15 cars behind you on a road? Like, you should probably pull over and let them go by. You know, like there's lots of like common sense stuff. And like, I think we can all agree that like a 15-year-old girl versus a 15-year-old boy, like the common sense thing is much more common in the females than the dudes.
and you hear the whole like girls mature faster than boys, and it's like you hear that as a young lad, and you're like,
Yeah.
no, and it's like you don't realize how immature you are. Like that's a true thing. Girls, they mature a lot faster than boys do.
Oh yeah.
They do.
Yeah, way faster.
So, you know, that is what that is. But, yeah, other than that, summer's been kind of, I want to say quietly coming to a close or winding down, but it's just, and it's been hot as insert, you know, whatever here. It's been very, very hot here in the good old state of Georgia. Well, I say good old state, but you know what I mean. Yeah, it's been very hot. Apparently, I heard this from an allergist on TikTok, so take that for what you will. He said the corn is sweating, so it's going to get hot. What does that mean? I don't know.
Wow.
And that wasn't even like a southern thing. That was like a scientific factual thing. And I'm like, I'm all into meteorology, man. I've been since I was like 8 years old, and I'm like, what does that even mean? Science is weird, man.
Science. She blinded me with science.
Oh my God. Yeah, science, bitch.
Let's see. Quick what's up to Yussi, RIP to Ozzy Indeed, Guitar Pit of Horrors, Mark Spurgeon in the chat. Steve says, when I taught my son to drive, Sammy Hagar's I Can't Drive 55 would randomly play on the radio. Yeah, that's pretty good. I think it's hard for moms. I had a really hard time learning to drive for my mom. She tried really hard to teach me, like, when I had my learner's permit. But I literally, like, took a trip to Portland to see my dad, and we got in his Jeep, and he had me going in, like, 5 minutes. Like, the way that my clutch, she kept going like this. You gotta do this. And I was like, these are your hands. What are you talking about? And she was trying to tell me there's a middle point there where when you pop the clutch, your car won't, jerk. Like you have to ease into it. And she was trying to explain that to me, but I could not understand the way she was trying to say it at all. And so we just ended up fighting and going home. And then I went down and got my dad's Jeep Cherokee, and yeah, he had me going. He's like, he just said like you'll feel it in your feet, like the car
Yeah.
wants to rev too high. That's too much pressure on the gas, like, and then if you don't have enough pressure on the gas, you'll pop the clutch and your car will die. So it was really funny. Anyway, so I just think like there's a whatever parent you link with mentally better at the time, that's the one who should teach you how to drive. Like, whatever the smoother relationship
Yeah.
is. Um,
Well, it's rough on our end because she likes us both. So it's just like, but yeah, I get that completely because if you don't, you're just gonna argue. So
right.
that's how it was with me too. Like I never so I learned to drive on a third row SUV, right? And my mom just was like, "We're gonna do this," and I'm like, "Cool." So there was that. That was fun, which is probably why I can drive bigger cars to this day pretty easily.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, but then so I always wanted to learn how to drive a stick, which was funny. You were saying you could drive a manual. The way that I learned, I probably learned in the best possible way because if I'm burning through clutches, at least they're not mine. I worked at numerous car dealerships when I was like 20, somewhere right around there, and I worked in detail, so we were moving cars all the time. Well, we had this one dealership where we would take the cars to a car wash down the street, like if we were real busy and they like got it serviced and they just wanted like a throw some water on it kind of thing. We took it to a car wash down the street, and there were a lot of times where there were manuals up there, and I'm like, I can't drive these. And they're like, "Were you gonna learn today?" And I'm like, "Okay." So I'm just getting out on one of the busiest roads in the area, just in a, and I remember one time, I think the first one that I ever took was a little, the Chevy Sparks.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. Okay. So first off, when those are a manual, those and the Sonics, those little hatchback Sonics, so fun to drive when they're manuals.
yeah.
Now we're on this car thing, but I took it was a little like sky blue Spark. I'll never forget it. Took it to the dealership. To the car wash. Kind of stall out a couple times. Got it. Cool. So I had my confidence built up a little bit, and I was at a stoplight in a turning lane, and there was a cop in the opposite lane, like kind of over to my left, like looking at me. And I went to go turn when the light turned green, and I was like, "Oh, I got this." And then you saw the car go dun 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 on the highway, and I just looked up like panicking, like, "Oh, I got to restart." And I looked at him, and he's just like shaking his head, laughing, and I was like, "Oh my god." I was like, "I'm so glad I'm never gonna see this dude again in my life." Maybe,
that's
hopefully,
funny.
but that's my learning how to drive a manual story.
That's hilarious. I mean, learning to drive a manual is definitely a chore, but I'm
Yeah.
glad that
Yeah,
like that's all we had. I'm old, so like we had we had a station wagon. My mom had a 1982 Quantum Volkswagen station wagon, and that was a manual transmission, and that thing was awesome because it was steel. The whole body was steel, so it weighed like a metric ton, and like it you could set the cruise control at like 120 miles per hour. Like, or you could set the cruise control at 30 miles per hour. Like there was no like low limit or high limit on the cruise control. So like if you could get the car,
Right.
going that slow or fast, you could set the cruise control at whatever you wanted. It was pretty great. And then
Yeah.
yeah, my dad had that teal Jeep Cherokee, and that was an experience because those ones had really long stick shifts, like down to the floorboard kind of thing,
Yeah.
and so that was kind of a thing too. Driving an old Jeep was not an easy task back in the day.
Can you imagine?
Oh, Yussi says in Finland, everyone is required to take their driving test with a manual transmission. Nice.
Interesting.
I took my test
Well,
with an
I mean-
automatic.
Yeah, and see, and the thing is too is like in other countries like that, like the manual is so much more prominent over there. I mean, it's like the truest thing in the world when they say in America, like barely anybody drives a manual now, and the best anti-theft thing is to just have a 5-speed. Honestly, because if someone breaks into your car and sees that it's that and they can't drive one, they're just gonna say, "Oh well, screw this. I'll go to the next one." You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, I mean, I'm like, that's the truest thing.
I have a Jeep Patriot that I'm trying to get rid of. That's kind of broken down on me over the years, but it's a manual transmission. It actually needs a new clutch and flywheel, which is like more expensive to fix than I care to pay, and we already have like 2 other cars. So, but I miss driving the stick shift. I love driving manual, and you're more engaged with the vehicle because you have to like listen to the engine and feel the car and pay attention more. And I do enjoy driving manual transmission, but they are going the way of the dodo for sure.
For sure, and I hate it because it's like you said, they're just so much fun. One of the dealerships that I worked at, it was a local dealership, and this was after I got like actually good at driving it. Right before I quit there, I got another job, and I told him, like, you know, I gave him a 2-week notice, blah blah blah, because he was a nice guy, still is a nice guy. He from time to time would let people take like a car home, you know, like the one of because it's real small. It was like me, another dude in detail, and like 2 salespeople, and he'd be like, here's a cool car, take it home for the weekend or take it home for tonight or whatever. And I remember he did that one time with me and the other guy I worked in detail with. We had a Crown Vic up there, and I was like, oh man, it was like an ex-cop car. I was like, man, because I love Crown Vics, man.
Right.
I love them. And I was like, man, I'd love to take that thing home. And he's like, no, I'm gonna let other dude take it. And I was like, okay, whatever. I didn't think he was gonna let me take one at all. And he said, here you go, here's a key, and it was to a freaking Audi TT. And I was like,
Oh,
it was a
nice.
stick.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh yeah. I was like, man, I had fun on that thing because I love an Audi too, like a TT. Oh, those are really really nice.
Yeah.
Redskin
for
Garage says put a Harbor Freight engine in it.
I
guess in reference to your
to the Jeep. It's not the engine. The engine's actually in great shape. I need to replace the clutch and the flywheel, and you have to take the engine out in order to replace the clutch and flywheel. So it's beyond my capability at that point. Like, I'm capable of, changing sensors and, doing an oil change, changing tires and or changing wheels anyway, changing a flat tire or like,
basic stuff.
yeah, or even some complex stuff like, what have I done? Radiators. I've done alternators. Those are pretty easy for me. Basically anything I can get to that takes like a normal type of tool. Done belt changes and stuff like that. If I can watch a YouTube video and some guy can do it with their hands, then I can usually do it with mine. But when you start talking about needing a cherry picker to take an engine out, then I'm out on that. I just can't do it.
Like,
So,
that's way too much work, yeah.
Timothy Richards asked if we're gonna pick the guitars or not. We don't do a lot of that here. We just hold them for show. But I'm sure Johnathan will riff you out something.
Got clean going. Let me. I'm sitting in a weird spot, so I'm sorry. I'm kind of whatever.
I don't actually know that song.
So
Yeah.
Here's a good maybe segue into that since we've not been copyright striked yet.
Yeah.
Maybe we can start to kind of just be like, are you learning anything interesting? Because I've been learning a lot of stuff recently, and I'm kind of like halfway through a lot of it. Like, have you been learning anything new recently that you can play since we're not going to get in trouble?
I talked about it probably like a few episodes ago, but I've been working on, so I did, hold on. You know, good times, bad times. And then Lonely is the Night by Billy Squire. So I've been kind of picking up things here or there. I actually I talked to my wife the other day, and I was like, I watched a video from Alex at Super Danger, and it was a video about gigging, and then you were telling us last week about your gigs, and I started getting insanely jealous. And there's a band locally called Aaron Kelly Rager, the Aaron Kelly Rager, and my stepbrother's best friend is the guitar player in it, and they're a 3-piece. And every time I watch them play, I think I would fit really nice. Like, I would just slide right in. Like, with what I do, my skill level, like as a guitarist, is like enough higher than the other guitarists that like I could just complement what he does and add a little bit here or there. And not so much higher that it would sound like two wildly different people. Like, he's a good player. I'm a little better in the lead category, but I think that his rhythm and like all that stuff, like we would just fit really well together. And I could sing harmonies, which they don't have a ton of right now. So I just feel like I have a little bit of a skill set to add. And so anyway, short story long, I texted my wife and I was like, what would you think about that? And she was like, it depends on the time constraints stuff. You know, we got 3 little kids and all that. But I reached out to them and they were like, not right now, but don't close the door because we've kind of already talked about trying you out, apparently, which was kind of cool because I didn't know that I had any reputation around here as a guitar player. But
At least it's a good reputation.
yeah, and they're like, we already kind of think that would be a good move, and he's like, just come say hi at the next show, and we'll talk about it so it's out there. It might happen. There could be some gig vlogs in my YouTube channel's future. But I would really love to play with that band because their song selection, like what they play, is just right up my alley.
Right. Cool.
Yeah, man. Let's see. We have a question. Mark Spurgeon said, Did anyone get that purple Keeley Mantis? I believe he's talking about a pedal. Let's see. Yeah, because Keeley's a pedal company.
Yeah.
Or Mantis. Let's see. I did not. Kind of a moratorium around here on pedal spending right now. But I'm sure it looks cool. Overdrive, good stuff.
Is it something unique, or is it like another overdrive? Because realistically, it's like, I don't know. A lot of the overdrives that I've looked at are just kind of more of the same. I mean, when you get to like boutique, I think maybe they might be doing a little bit of different stuff in the circuit, but it's like, how much more can you really tweak an overdrive, you know?
It looks like it has a couple of bias dip switches and a tone dip, and then tone knob, level knob, and drive. So much like, think like Tube Screamer with a couple added features. But Mark is is a serious collector. Basically, if it's new, it goes to his house. He says it's just another Klon clone. So it's like a Klon with dip switches. I'm sure it's good.
I'm sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've heard Keeley pedals are pretty reputable, if anything. So I'm just not a big pedal guy, honestly.
Right.
I say that as I'm playing into a Joyo preamp house, but that's just to get the tones.
Gotta have tone.
Gotta have tone, man. Do I have it? No, but you gotta have it.
You do have to have it, even if you don't.
Yeah. Redskin Garage on mine, going back to what we're learning here. He said, I guess he's learning Have a Drink on Me, AC/DC.
Oh, nice.
And the solo from Time. That's what he says. Nice. Best of luck to you. There you go. I don't know what I would play it, but
That's a really good.
if you can play a, I was gonna say, if you can play a D, an A, and a E, and a G, you can probably play any AC/DC song.
Yeah, the verses of Have a Drink on Me. So like the hardest part is obviously is the roll. So you like slide up and do that, which is that ZZ Top thing. And then you slide back down to the 7 and then roll your finger. So it's the hardest part was learning that finger roll thing. Definitely a trick that Angus used all the time, like on every single song. And that finger roll is a tough thing, but Robert Baker had a few courses where he really like hammered in like how to do the finger roll thing, and so it was something that I kind of picked up along the way. But that's a huge component of playing the Angus parts. Now, what you're talking about, the driving like rhythm stuff, that's the easy part of AC/DC, right?
Right.
The Malcolm Young.
Not to discredit.
No.
Yeah, not to discredit
Not
Malcolm
at all.
Young in any kind of way. I mean, he was, for him to take what essentially was the same 3 or 4 chords sometimes, and they still make, banger after banger after banger, hit after hit. It's like,
So many.
that takes some kind of something special,
Yes.
I mean, I can't do it.
No,
But
I mean, I don't think anybody could take away from Malcolm, even if they wanted to. He was inherently critical. Like if, it'd be like having the vowels without the consonants and trying to form a language. You know what I mean? Like it really, they needed each other. And the fact that he was just a cement mixer of a rhythm player was like the heart and soul of that band. Like,
right.
so yeah, definitely not taking away the fact that he could do more with 3 chords than I can do with 40 of them. It just
All the notes, yeah.
just magic in his
Exactly,
fingers
so.
for sure. But what about you? You learning stuff for the next open mic?
So I think the next open mic thing is going to be an acoustic thing, which when it comes to acoustic, I've got a million different songs I can play. But what I've been doing is making a playlist, and I just kind of put them in. I got a Spotify playlist of like, these are the songs in E standard, and these are the acoustic songs. And, so like this is in standard.
Right.
I don't know if I'm going to be doing anything in this realm. I'll probably do the acoustic one other than that. But surprisingly enough, there's a lot of songs that that I'm just now starting to learn that maybe people are like, what? Like, it's been out forever. Like, why are you not? Like Tom Sawyer by Rush. I never really learned that song just because I heard it so many times I kind of got burnt out on it. But like,
Yeah.
super simple stuff.
Yeah.
And then like when it gets into the see if I can even do it. it's a lot of like, because it's, kind of proggy, so it's like a bunch of like weird picks and upstrokes. So you gotta kind of get your hands to work together on that. But
Yeah.
or like the solos kind of funky sometimes too. Like I got and then he's got all those little pinch kind of things in there. But still working on that.
Yeah.
Alex
Alex
Lifeson.
Lifeson.
Bark at the Moon.
Alex Lifeson's
Sorry, go ahead.
Alex Lifeson is an interesting guitarist. Like the way that his brain worked to
Very.
write is really, really cool.
Yeah.
Just wanted to say what's up to Timothy Baby Boy Mulligan in the chat, and 60 Cycle Steve is graced my chat's presence as well, and Amanda Coombs. So we've got some YouTube royalty in the house, which is always nice.
Welcome.
Yeah.
What else is there? What else did I learn? Oh, I kind of get into Iron Maiden every so often too. So like "Wasted Years," that's a good song. And it's just they kind of just play the same kind of stuff too. But again, Iron Maiden make it heavy, so
Like AC/DC, but with power chords. And
yeah, pretty much.
yeah, that I had a buddy a while back that was the biggest Iron Maiden fan. So I worked with him for a little bit. We were on the road, like doing tool sales out of the back of a semi. So we go to like VA halls and stuff like that, and set up like sales for really cheap tools. Kind of like, think Harbor Freight on the road. Anyway, we listened to a ton of Iron Maiden. That was kind of where I got my education on them. But I've never been sort of motivated to like learn any of their songs. But I mean, I would if I had to for a show or something like that. Like that, they're awesome. I have nothing against them.
Yeah, they're all very, very talented musicians.
Yeah. Classically
learning any of
trained,
their
right?
songs on bass, I believe so. Learning all of their songs on bass is a workout in itself, because I mean, you got all the like dun 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 dun, kind of like galloping kind of things that he does.
Yeah.
Man, it's because like my brothers, my brother, I'd say brothers, but brother, he started learning how to play bass, and he learned a lot of Iron Maiden. I mean, he got real good at the galloping thing. Like my dad plays bass too, so he can play some Iron Maiden stuff. Me personally, I don't know. I never I like Iron Maiden, but I never got into like deep into them. I don't know. Maybe now as I'm getting older, I'm like, oh yeah, now I'm kind of wanting to learn how to play different things, and like, oh, Iron Maiden, I know these songs, Yeah. There you go.
That's an interesting point, though. Like, as you get older, like, I feel like we've talked about this before, do like our episodes about our guitar journeys, but I spend a lot of time just like writing my own music. And I think when you are younger, like you listen to music, but it really just kind of drives you to write your own. You're like, I could do that. And turns out you can't, but you try. And, you like just spend a lot of time writing your own songs. And then like once the dream sort of passes you by, that's why there's so many cover bands out there with everybody's uncle and dad in them, is because, those guys wanted to be Like they wanted to write a hit. They wanted to write a song that connected with everybody.
Yeah.
And like I never could. And so now I'm kind of like, yeah, maybe a cover band's a good move. And you get to
You
learn.
make a lot of money in a cover band, though.
You do, you can. Yeah. Especially if you're in a good one. But like,
Yeah.
but you know, it's like, you end up learning a bunch of these songs that you listen to, like you talked about with, Rush or whatever. Like you hear them all the time. And then one day it just kind of strikes you and you're like, why haven't I learned like,
Yeah.
that Led Zeppelin riff yet? Or why haven't I learned, whatever? And then it turns out you sit down with Marty Schwartz, on one of his YouTube videos and you're like, this is like pretty easy, actually. It's not too bad.
Yeah. Yeah. I think a lot of it too, not that I'm ever one of those guys that's like, not like a hipster where I'm like, oh, it's just mainstream. And it's like, but like, because I don't want to sound like those people like when Stranger Things came around and like Master of Puppets got big again and like,
Right.
all the kids were picking up guitar to learn Master of Puppets. Everybody's like, you don't know that song? Like I learned that back in the 80s or whatever. It's like, well,
Yeah.
I was born in 2000, so like, we're old man. But anyway, not me, but the kids saying that.
Yeah.
Anyway, what was I saying? But yeah, like I don't know. I just kind of like to learn more deep cut stuff, maybe to
Sure.
me. But then like you get, Metallica. Like I knew that forever. Can't play the solo. Never bothered to learn the solo, but I can play the rest of the song.
Yeah.
Or like it wasn't until recently that I learned to play past the intro.
Right.
Just because I was like, I heard Crazy Train so many times, it's like, I don't know if it was one of those things where it's like, oh, it's a mainstream thing, and I just don't want to be like the mainstream. But then you learn it's like, oh, that's a cool riff, It's like, why don't I know how to play that? When other people are playing it, and then they look at you like you don't know how to play friggin' like Crazy Train? Like, what are you talking about?
Right.
I don't know. It's a weird. It goes into that like kind of peer pressure-y kind of like guitar players are just kind of jerks all around, I'm gonna make you feel bad because you don't play their style of music, their songs they know.
Yeah.
I'm not like that. I don't think you're like
No.
that, but that's just the way that it is. I'm just like, I like what I like. I play what I want to play, and that's just kind of the way that it is, Redskins Garage says Schwartz goes way back. Yes, he does.
Yeah, dude.
Yes,
I mean,
he
he's
does.
done
He
he's
says
such
that
a
you learn from Marty
resource.
Schwartz.
What a great. Well,
Yeah,
okay.
he is.
So the other part to that, that you just brought up, and I'll kind of take that and expand on that a little bit. The guys that typically do, like, I don't want to say like make it or anything, but like the best guitar players are the ones that when they were a kid, they didn't stop at the intro. Like I always
Yeah.
stopped at the intro. I just learned, freaking. I didn't learn that part till later. Like, we all
Right.
like like
Yeah.
you don't learn like all you just learn this part. But you didn't learn like the or the hold on. Like it's still sloppy, but you never learn all the parts to the song. And the guys that do, those are the good guitar play. Like if you spend when you're 15, like learning like all 8 guitar parts on 0 or whatever, like you're
Yeah.
you're going to be better than most people, because most of us just stop at, the intro. And now that I am better, I'm spending more time like learning the whole song, which is
Yeah.
good. It makes me feel good that I can play all those, like we were talking about, sorry, who's the garage guy? What's his name again?
Garage.
Redskin Garage. He was talking
Oh,
about
Redskins Garage. Yeah.
he was talking about have a drink on me. That, like, most of the song is this. Like, the cool part that we all learned is important, but it's most of the song is that most of these songs actually leave a lot of space for the other instruments and for the singer. So, like, a Led Zeppelin song may seem really daunting until you realize that, like, Jimmy's not playing that much while Robert is singing, And so I do find it interesting that we all tried to learn the hardest part of the song, but never spent time learning the easy parts,
Right. Well, and I always end up doing something too when I start to learn new things, or like when I get in the mood to learn new things. In a way, it kind of gets me out of like a rut if I'm in a rut with trying to write my own stuff. Like, I've been trying to learn a lot more. The band Fuel?
Yeah.
Yeah, Fuel. I've always loved Fuel. I've started to learn a couple of their songs recently. I can't remember any off the top of my head just because it's recent. But it kind of got me into that like '90s kind of just how you. I don't know. They always kind of played up in these kind of power chords, and I'm like, oh yeah, that you can make that sound so cool, but like so heavy, or like the what's that one song Fuel did? I'll have to look at it. Million Miles, I think that's what it's called. Million Miles. They have a breakdown in there. It goes like, or something like that. It's just that. But the way they play it sounds so freaking heavy. And I'm like, that's it? So it got me thinking, like, yeah, I don't know. Without getting into a whole different spiel, because I know we're kind of running short on time, but it opens up a door and makes you realize, like, yeah, you can take those chords that you maybe play every single day and put them in this context, and maybe that's where you start lifting riffs and licks and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Redskin Garage, speaking of which, he says, he's got a couple comments. He says, sounds great when you play with your wieners. Your wieners sound great. You should wait till your mom gets a hold of it. Sounds great, too. Legit Toe, that guitar sounds great. It does. He said, yep, always learn whole songs minus the solos. My boy, that's what I do sometimes. I'm like, I'm going to get the rhythm section down, then I get into the solo, because the solos are always the hardest parts. And then he says, solos are my kryptonite. Yeah. And then when you start to get into, like, weird sweep picking and stuff, like, I try to avoid sweep picking like the plague, because I can't. That's my attempt. And I can't do it.
It's sweeping is one of the more difficult techniques for sure. So we have some comments. There's something interesting going on in my chat, and I don't know if this guy's still here or not. But first of all, Mountain Man, welcome. Good to see you, brother. Guitar Talk Universe, Quentin is in the house. What's up, dude? And then this guy named Deconsecrator, he said, so are these two like boyfriend and boyfriend, or what's going on here? Fuck, man, I gotta go before I catch AIDS. Good luck with your relationship. Are you still here? Let's see. He is still here. You having a bad day, brother? You having a... I feel like this guy's having...
What's going on?
Yeah, I feel like this guy's having a bad day. First of all, we are boyfriend and boyfriend. That is definitely true. Yeah.
Don't want to catch our AIDS, man. You better leave. Probably better for all of us.
Digital AIDS? Is that the new pandemic?
AIDS, I know. There's always got to be one. When you start getting haters, man, you made it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, GTU says he's a troll. You're welcome to respond if you want, and just let us know if you're having a bad fucking day. I'll tell you what we are doing is just talking about guitars and driving, manual transmissions, and hanging out with our friends online. That's what we're doing. Guitar Talk Universe says, "I'll join for a three-way." Hey, man, it's all love.
Hey, man, it's for real. Like, all we're doing is having a little bit of fun, man.
Yeah, I'll never understand, but gotta be a
Lots
bot.
of wieners here, man. Watch out.
There's so many wieners, dude. And then Brian at Searching for Tone says, "Are you cheating on me over YouTube? This is so cold play."
Oh no, there's
Oh,
too
we should
much
talk about the
drama
Coldplay thing.
going on now. Oh no, infidelity. Oh, look at the time.
It's about that time. I will say though, that was really funny. Like, that Coldplay is probably responsible for a bunch of relationships
Yeah.
coming together, and then they just tear 3 relationships apart with one crowd video. There were 3 relationships
that was,
ruined.
That
okay,
was crazy.
and 4 if you count 5 relationships. The 2 married relationships, the cheating relationship, and then each cheater's relationship with Coldplay, and each cheated on's relationship with Coldplay. You're talking 10 relationships are ruined.
All for a 5-second clip online.
Just because you
If
felt like you
anything,
wanted to
man,
show
it
people
just-
kissing in the audience.
I know. Heaven forbid. No, and I mean, I don't know if anybody's really blaming Coldplay for that.
No.
Because I know that CEO dude got on there and is like, "This was without my permission," and it's like, first off, rules. He did that. He released a statement that was like, "This was against my or whatever it was." He said, I can't remember exactly what it was. But I was like, bro, you were at a venue listening to with cameras and stuff. When
gaslighting.
you sign up for that and bought the freaking ticket, that's the permission. It's you giving them permission to do that. First off, it's like when you go outside in public and people are filming and they're like, "Don't film me." It's like, well, you're in public. I can film whoever I want. It's one of those things.
Yeah.
Local laws may change, but at least where I'm at, it's like I'm in a one-party state, so it's like I can record anybody I want without them knowing. Yeah. Not that I'm doing that, but I'm just saying if I wanted to, anybody could do that in the state of Georgia,
Yeah.
But where you're watching this from, that might be different. I don't know.
From-
But yeah, Coldplay, man, that you're right, it ruined. I didn't think about it that way. It ruined 7, 8 relationships.
It's those 2, the husband and the wife that were being cheated on, they can never listen to Coldplay again.
I know.
Anytime that comes on the radio, it's getting flipped off. Now, maybe they didn't like Coldplay, and maybe that's the reason why those 2 started canoodling over their love of Coldplay. We don't know. Maybe my wife doesn't listen to
All I can say
Coldplay,
is
and she's
that
like,
putting them
really?
on-
My husband doesn't listen to Coldplay. Let's go to a Coldplay concert.
I gotta say, it was a Coldplay to put them on that camera, though.
That was cold as hell.
Cold
Anyway.
as ice.
Well, we had our first troll on my channel, at least.
Yeah,
That was nice.
we're getting it. We're getting there.
We're getting there.
I will say this: the one relationship that Coldplay did not ruin was mine and yours, honey. I'm telling you.
That's right. It's going to take a lot more than a video of us holding each other to break up this thing.
I know it.
I would kill.
But yeah, unfortunately, I think it is.
I would kill for an opportunity
working at some
to
point today.
wrap my arms around your big manly shoulders.
They're not very big and manly, but I appreciate it. I keep you warm either way.
That's right.
Either way. Now we're veering way off topic here, but yeah, I think it's again we had some lag in there, so you probably heard me in the back of Sean cutting him off saying we got to go, but we have a little bit of a lag issue. We made it work, And this was a very, very fun episode. I had a lot of fun doing this. I normally do, obviously, but this was a fun one, despite the fact that it started off kind of macabre. But
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was a good one. Good turnout over here, and thanks to everybody who showed up on my channel and on Jonathan's. Thanks to Redskin Garage. Everybody jump over and subscribe to his YouTube channel. Sounds like he's got something cool coming up.
yeah,
Yeah. And I don't know, man. I guess we'll check you next week.
yeah. Next Thursday, we started pretty close to 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific this time. We're getting better at it, I promise.
Yep.
But yeah,
for
make
sure.
sure you join both of us on either channel next week, next Thursday, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern for another exciting episode of Onlyfrets. Even you troll ass motherfucker. And we'll see you guys next week.
Later.